Insha Noreen, a journalist at Food Ingredients First. Ingredion has recently entered into a strategic partnership with agricultural cooperative Lantmännen to accelerate the development of plant proteins. To talk more about this move, today we are joined by Sue Bancroft, who is the director, Healthful Solutions at Ingredion EMEA. Welcome, Sue.
Thank you very much.
Great to have you with us. Can you start by telling us why the company decided to partner with Lantmännen for plant-based protein development?
Yeah, of course. So I think at the beginning, there was definitely a shared view of the importance of the vegetable protein market. And also we both shared a real desire in terms of working on sustainability and the innovation within this market. We could see that we both took it very seriously at the initial stage of the conversations. And then as we started to develop the partnership more and the discussions, it was really clear that there was a great synergy between the capabilities that both parties had. You know, Lantmännen being very close to the farmer owners, so a totally vertically integrated supply chain. And then Ingredion already being players in the plant-based protein market, really bringing that sort of knowledge about the market and the key elements that would make development in the market successful. So that was really where we started to come together and see there could be a very strong synergy and partnership to the market in Europe.
Okay, great to know that. And you also announced that the partnership includes a significant investment in a manufacturing facility in Sweden. So, what are some of the facilities and the ways by which the site can help accelerate the production of plant protein?
Yeah, well, so Lantmännen are investing 100 million euros in this. It will be a state-of-the-art facility built around the fact that there will be innovation in pea isolate production. There's a lot of emphasis on circularity as well. I think that's something that is important to both of us, and really looking at bringing the most relevant portfolio that we can to the market. So it's exciting being able to create for that with a new facility.
Okay, great. That's interesting to know. Do you have any particular reason why Ingredion chose to produce these plant protein isolates from yellow peas in particular? I think we would be interested in knowing more about it.
Yeah, so peas are extremely relevant and continue to be relevant for the food and beverage market. And pea protein is continuing to gain traction as well in terms of the versatility of the product within different applications. I think compared to other proteins, we really understood that there was an advantage when it came to some of the sustainability elements like water usage, for example, in terms of production, as well as a real alternative when it came to allergens such as dairy or soy. So we see that there's a real growth opportunity for the pea protein isolates in particular. And I think, you know, from our perspective, it was just natural to sort of look at how we could continue to develop that market and really address our customer needs within that.
Okay, and you briefly mentioned about its application. So can you tell us more about its food and beverage applications?
Yes, and that's the other thing that's the really sort of promising about the partnership, because we have a lot of technical and application expertise in Ingredion, and we really understand the opportunities for the product in plant-based beverages, for example, ready-to-drink beverages and ready-to-mix shakes. There are opportunities within dairy alternatives, of course. Very important area of growth within the market. There's also snack bars and protein bars, and not necessarily just about the bars for the protein content alone, but the fact that they're a healthy alternative. And it's really about tapping into that healthy growth of the market. Bakery and healthy snacking, again, very important. So it's there are many applications. I think the one that we're probably seeing grow is really in the sports nutrition area. So it's not just now about catering for vegan alternatives in terms of line extensions. There are a lot of people who are wanting to balance their diets and bring in more plant-based products. So it's more about core new business development and product development that we're seeing as well. So it's an exciting time.
Okay, that's great to know. And would you also like to talk about some challenges that you faced by formulating this isolate?
Well, I think challenges in the market they're the same for many products. You know, it's really getting the balance between taste and then the right function within the different applications. So you really have to look at the portfolio as a whole. And it isn't that one product will fit all. You know, we have to look at dispersibility for beverages. We have to look at the mouthfeel when it comes to bars. So it's a question of just making sure that we're developing the right portfolio for the different applications.
Okay, great. And in future, do you have any upcoming innovations or projects from Ingredion that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, we do actually. So there is a product being launched in the US. Well, it has just been launched. And this one really does tackle what I was mentioning earlier about dispersibility and solubility, which is something that's really important in the beverage market. So we have launched a product called P200D, and that is designed for nutritional beverages to really sort of bring that protein content, the nutritional values, but the functionality in terms of dispersibility and mouthfeel, making the products great to consume.
Yeah, great. And talking about the protein and what demands consumers are presenting nowadays, I think it would be nice to end this conversation with your opinion on how do you think consumer food choices will evolve in the future with, I think, in respect to plant protein.
Great question. I think so. We see that really the market is continuing to strengthen. I mean, there have been discussions about how important nutritional diets are becoming. It's still about joyful eating. It's still about interesting and indulgent foods, but consumers are asking for more. They're asking for increased function, increased nutritional benefit. So we only really see this increasing. I think as well, people are becoming much more, well, we know, demanding of products in terms of its sustainability, you know, the credentials behind it, the supply chain. And I think vegetable proteins and plant-based products in general really do respond to these consumer needs. So I think we're going to see more growth, we're going to see more relevance, and probably more variety in terms of the sources of the products as well. And I think that's something that's really exciting in the market, that we'll start to see more variety, different taste and function profiles, and there's more opportunity for innovation within this area.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your insights, Sue. Thanks for your time.
A pleasure. Thank you very much.